How do you first get involved in boxing?
My older brother started boxing first, and I followed after him at about 8 years of age, and then my younger brother followed after me at the same age too.
What was it about boxing that made you stick to the game? Because it's quite a hard sport, a physical sport, and a lot of youngsters tend to drop out. What made you stick to the game and pursue it?
I like the independence of it. Like in a football team, you get tired, you can pass the ball, but in boxing it's just a one-on-one physical sport. And that's why I like it.
You mentioned your brothers. Was there much rivalry between you when you were youngsters, all sparring and competing against each other, or was it sort of encouraging each other?
Well, my older brother dropped out after about 2 years of me following him, but with my younger brother there was a bit of rivalry, yeah, in like sparring and stuff. Yeah.
Your younger brother's Andrew. What do we expect Andrew to do?
I think he'll win a gold medal. He's good enough. He's ranked #1 in the world, so I don't see why he can't win it.
Do you Andrew train together at times?
He's in Sheffield Monday to Friday, and when he's home then he'll train with me and spar together as well.
You being a professional, Lee being Andrew being an amateur, is there much rivalry between you both?
No, not really, no. Well, as I said, as kids there was, but now we try to help each other, you know.
What stage did you decide to do in professional? Were you not tempted to stay in the amateur code, try and get the Olympics yourself?
Well, when my brother went for trials for the GB squad, they were like picking people who I'd beaten in the Welsh Championships to go along with him instead of me, so I just turned pro.
You trained here at the St Joseph's gym with Tony Bogg. Did you consider going to any other trainer, or was your intention always to train with Tony?
I was going to go to the Kawasaki gym, but after I sit down and I talk with my father, he advised me to come here.
I noticed you training earlier. You've had the sparring here seems very hard and very brutal compared to other sparring I've seen in the past. Is that always the way?
Yeah, it's always hard sparring, competitive. So that when we get into a fight, we know we've done it in the gym, so it's nothing new.
Throughout your early professional career, you won most of your fights on points, and then all of a sudden you started knocking people out. How did that come about? Did you always have the power and holding back, or was it just something all seemed to click?
I always had the power. I was holding back. My manager, Chris Saniga, and my trainer Tony Borg was telling me to just get the rounds in, like the journey when we won fighting in the beginning of the day to learn off, and they're not there to get knocked out. So if I just win them on points, I got more of an opportunity then to like take someone to take me as like a voluntary defence, thinking that I can't punch. And then when the opportunity came, I took it.
15 seconds.
When you fought Stephen Smith, nobody really gave you a chance. I mean, I read a lot of things on the internet. Nobody was giving you a chance whatsoever. Did you feel 100% confident going into that fight?
Yeah, I'm always 100% confident going into every fight. I know as long as I'm fit, I can beat anyone at 9 stone.
Since that fight with Stephen Smith, Stephen's been demanding a rematch. Is that rematch going to happen?
I don't know. I'll fight him tomorrow, but I don't think he really wants it. In the back of his head, he knows what's going to happen again. I think he's just saying that for the TV and for his fans, you know.
So for the record, you'd give Stephen Smith a rematch if it could be made?
Yeah, anytime.
When are you boxing next again, Lee?
The fight's gone to purse bids, and they've got to take place before the end of October. And that's against Martin Lindsay.
What type of fighter is Martin Lindsay, for those who haven't seen him box before?
He's a box fighter. He can box and he can fight. He can hit a bit too, but I think I'll knock him out.
After the Lindsay fight, where's next for you? There's been talk you boxing at European level. Is that what you're hoping to do after the Lindsay fight?
I'd like another defence of the British, so I get to keep the belt outright and then move on to European level.
When you were a youngster growing up, you said you started boxing quite young. Who did you admire or base your boxing style around?
Muhammad Ali and like Thomas Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard, all them.
Lee, for people who've perhaps never watched you box before, how would you describe your boxing style?
I can box on the back foot, I can fight, and I can punch, and I got good fast hands. So I'm an all-round box fighter, I'd say.
What would you describe as your main asset as a boxer?
My speed.
What's the big dream for Lee Selby? What's the big dream within the boxing world?
I want to be a world champion.